Hello there, Stephanie Cameraman, the Stock Whisperer, here with today's Daily Dark Pool Whisper for August 5th, 2019, and we are off to a volatile start. If you follow me on Twitter, Stock Twits, you have my Dark Pool app. I was posting like a crazy woman last night. I had spotted some massive selling coming into the E-minis. In fact, let me just show you that right now. Yeah, so last night I spotted this. Let me just maybe zoom in here. Yeah, see this big volume? All of a sudden, this big volume spike came in last night. So hope that you were following me and were able to take advantage of this. I know a lot of my traders do trade futures, and I have all of them for you, all the levels this morning. But this is what I saw on the E-minis last night. I saw major volume coming in on the gold futures last night. Here we go, big spike buying. And then I looked at the bonds, 30-year bonds, and a lot of us are long this. Awesome, we've been rolling up our trades. And look at this volume that also came in right here, spiking. And so yes, things were definitely happening last night. So I know a lot of you probably were up all night. Yeah, so I don't trade the futures, but I do watch them, and we trade the options. And it's not like we didn't have any warning. We've had a lot of big prints on the bonds and gold. And here's the interesting thing for the SPY. A lot of people have been sending me messages and saying, well, we haven't had any big dark pool levels on the SPY lately. Well, yes and no. We started to have some really big levels on the SPY in April, May, and June, and we just went below all of them. And a lot of times this is a popular pattern. This is definitely a bit more delayed than we usually get, but the big guys sell, then they pop it up and make a new high, which they did, all right, and then bam, down we go. So they always want to get out at the top. We did see some bigger real-time prints on the SPY at around that 300 level, if you recall. Yeah, I was tweeting out those. But let's just trade it level to level. No thinking. We don't have to know exactly what the market's going to do in the bigger picture. We could just trade it level to level. So today's levels, we're going to be only bullish on the SPY if we break above this 290 level. Now, all these are retracement trades, so it's not like I'm bullish on the SPY. I'm just bullish above these levels for a retracement. And when I talk about retracements, I'm talking about retracements to resistance, to this 4 EMA or an 8 EMA or a pivot, or, you know, those are the only levels that we're going to retrace to. If we see massive buying coming in, that's a different story. So we're going to be bullish only above 290, bearish below 288. All right, that is a key level. And I have gone out and put the newer dark pool levels. Now these are not new, these are old, but we haven't traded in this area in so long. So we have nothing but air, by the way, down to 281.40. There was not any dark pool levels, older ones, in this area. Yeah, so 280, we're that 200 simple moving average. Yeah, it could definitely be a great target on the short side. So let's go to the E-minis next. The E-minis, yeah, looking pretty bearish. And you can see, look, the 4 EMA cross below the 8 EMA, and that's basic moving averages that depict the trend going from a bullish trend to a bearish trend. So we're going to be bullish above 29.02. That's a retracement trade up to resistance if we do get a rally. And we're going to be bearish below 2,886. Okay, that's a really key level. I look at the pre-market volume from just a couple of hours ago and pick my levels using that. Let's go to the Russell. The IWM, we're going to be bullish above 151.50. Yeah, again, I didn't really like anything until we broke above 151.50. Bearish below 149.80. Now, this is so key. This is a very big dark pool level, the biggest ever on the Russell, 148.11. And we're going back to February 5th. 2018. Yes, and February 6th, 2018. I keep really good records, and everybody asks me, you know, are these levels, how long are they good for? And they are good forever. Now, as long as the dark pool trades, if we were to go down and bounce off 148.11, it's still good. Okay, so those are really, really key levels. If you trade the Russell, if you trade the Russell futures, you definitely want to watch that as well. So let's go to the QQQs. We have a really big level below us, 179.01. And again, that's from March 20th, 2019. Again, these are older levels, and we're going to be testing them if we do go down lower. Bullish above 185 today. And that's, again, a retracement trade up to resistance. And bearish below 183.75. We'll go to the NASDAQ futures. I did have a request for that from CK. So, yep, here you go, CK. We're going to be bullish above 7,600 and bearish below 75.50. That's a really key level for the NASDAQ futures. Oh, I'm sorry. CK wanted the Russell futures. My bad. But I did have a request for the NASDAQ futures as well. YM bullish above 26,300. Yeah, this is pretty expensive. Much cheaper to trade Russell options, in my opinion. Bearish below 26,050. That's a really key level. Oil futures. Oil has been hot on the whisper. Here's the futures right here, and we've been kind of hovering around this pink dotted line, which is person's pivot. That is Friday's open, low, high, and close. You add those numbers together, divide by 3, and you get person's pivots. Floor traders are always buying if we go above it and selling if we go below it. It's amazing. But I do also have this trend line from a weekly chart that's really been powerful. Okay, as you can see, this trend line. So we're going to be bullish above 55.37, and we're going to be bearish below 54.80 for the oil futures. Yeah, it's looking bearish right now because we are below the pivot. But I did take the pre-market volume, which went down to 54.93, right? And that's why I went below that to 54.80. Gold futures. Gold is insane, you guys. We waited a really long time for gold to break above this trend line. Remember that? People have no patience. I was getting emails, phone calls, texts, you name it. And yeah, we had to close above this trend line. And so we finally did. And now where are we? Well, hold on a minute. Oops. I have to extend this trend line. Extend to the right. There we go. Now look where we are. We are on the weekly chart. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see here. So this was the trend line we had to break above. And we did. I'm sorry, this one. Oh boy, this one. Remember? We had to close above this one. And we finally did. But now we have this new trend line on the weekly chart. So this is why we hit it and kind of stopped. So 1475 is really key. Let me just zoom out so you can even see the bigger picture here for gold. Yeah, so we have room though, if we break above here, to go to 1500 and 1520. That is major resistance. Because if, we go back all the way back to 2012, you guys, this was support. Well, I always knew one day we would test it for resistance, and we are so much closer. If you recall, we had this, cup and handle pattern that I posted up on Twitter, right? And yep, we are hitting those higher levels of that pattern. So yep, that's going to be really, really key. But let's just trade it one level at a time today. All right, so we're going to be bullish above 1475. We kind of up thrusted here. So that's a really key level to watch today. I know a lot of us do like to trade the gold stocks. So I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But that 1475 really key. Now we could retrace. Let me just put up the gold future chart here. We could retrace. So I'm going to be bearish below 1467.50 for a retracement trade down to that pivot. And let's go to the VIX because we had a 4 million print. Thank you to Leticia, aka Eagle Eye. We know why she earned that nickname. She doesn't miss anything. And she caught this 4 million print, 26.28. And really, we're above that right now. Yep, we are above that. So fear is in the house. VIX is a very dangerous instrument to trade. But we do watch it to trade the SPY or any other stock we want to trade. We did come up to this 120 simple moving average. Yeah, that's always going to be a brick wall. If we do break above that, right, that's going to be uber bullish for fear, which is going to be uber bearish for the market. All right, but if we do go down and retest it, 26.28. If we go down and retest that and we do go below it, that's going to be bearish for fear. All right, but bullish above 27.50. Watch those key levels. All right, let's move on to individual stocks. And by the way, last week was record breaking. Over 300% gains if you only traded the stock on my Whisper of the Week. Over 300 targets were hit. I'm going to try to break that this week, but we'll see. So let's start with AMD. Bullish above 28.60. And again, that's going to be a retracement trade. Just kind of show you my daily chart. Back up to resistance. And we're going to be bearish below 27.97 for a bearish trade going down. Let's go to Apple. And I'm really picking stocks that have the most pre-market volume in the morning. That gives me the most signals, the most hints of where the big guys are loaded to buy and sell and where most of the volume is occurring. So we're going to be bullish above 220 for the Apple. So there's a retracement trade. And we're going to be bearish below 197.50 going down. Microsoft, I actually spotted some guys on the book for Microsoft. Bullish above 135. And bearish below 133.75. I spotted a buyer at 132.61. And you can still see him right here on the ARCA book. And I spotted a seller at 137.23. He might have moved. Actually, right now he's at 137. Yeah, he's spoofing a little bit. Or he's moving. Yeah, because he's not where he was before. All right, so I'm going to change that to 137. Okay, well, we'll watch that guy too because he's a mover. Mover and a shaker. All right, let's go to Facebook. Facebook had a lot of volume this morning. We're going to be bullish above, let's see. Oh, I picked 187. Yeah, pretty high up. I didn't really like anything until we broke above 187 for the long side. Bearish below 184.25. Now, if we do get any big prints that come in today, we will use those prints, right? Prints trump everything. But remember, they do have a splash, so we can day trade the splash. The splash is usually in the opposite direction of the intended true move. So, for example, we'll day trade the splash. Let's say we get a big print and it goes up. We're day trading the splash, but at the end of the day, if it goes down and it closes below the print, we're going short for a swing trade. And usually my recommendation is you wait a day after a fresh print if you don't want to get splashed, okay? MU, we're going to be bullish above 43.60 for a retracement trade. Bearish below 42.50. We just broke below that level right now. So, yeah, we're in bearish territory. A lot of you do trade pre-market, so that's good to know. Bullish above 48 for Intel. We have a lot of stocks today, by the way. Bullish above 48 for retracement and bearish below 47.50. That's a key level. And let's go to GDX. So GDX 28.50, really key level. And look at this big seller, by the way. 29.35. Let me put that down. Big seller at 29.35. Oops. All right, can't type this morning. 29.35. All right. So that's good to know. They like to take it to where the biggest guys are loaded to buy and sell. And that's why using this ECN book, where you see the institutional buyers and sellers, gives me a huge advantage. And everybody can have this book. It doesn't cost a lot. In fact, it's free on Schwab. So go ahead and grab it. All right, BABA. Let's go to BABA. I know we have China news. BABA is usually never on my whisper, and I know a lot of my traders in the pit are going, why is she doing BABA? Well, it had a lot of volume this morning, and I did spot a buyer at 154.50. Let's see if he's still there. I don't see him, actually. Oh, yes, he is. He's on the INET, 154.50. And now there's a guy at 154.20. It's not big. Oh, there's a huge guy at 153, by the way. Let's put that there from the INET. Big buyer, 153. INET. Okay, so we'll see if he's for real, because sometimes they take it there and he moves. That's illegal spoofing, but we see it every day. So bullish above 156.25 and bearish below 154.50. Keep your eye if we do go crashing down on this 150.76 level. It's a really big level. Those of you in the pitters know all about that level. So keep your eye on that if we do start to head down. All right, let's go to USO. Exactly, Lady Hawk. You got it in the pit. So USO, bullish above 11.53. And bearish below 11.37. You can see obviously the better trade is to the downside. But I just always want to be prepared on both sides in case we do get retracements. ON Semiconductor had earnings. That's why it's on my list. Volume starting to heat up. Bullish above 19.20 for retracement. Bearish below 18.37. And Tyson, TSN, also had earnings. Doesn't have a lot of volume yet. But could be a good mover today. Bullish above 82 and bearish below 80. Now, with these earning stocks, here's my really good rule. If they start bullish and positive and end at the end of the day red and negative, you go short. If they start red and negative and end bullish, you go long. Doesn't matter what the earnings are, just follow the price action. So there you have it. Those are the whispers of the day for Monday, August 5th. Until next time, happy trading, everybody.
That's my secret. Can you keep it? My secret. My secret.